WAC and Epified have come together to throw some light on the mysterious deaths of India's nuclear scientists, starting with Homi Jahangir Bhabha. In 2009, 48-year-old Lokhanathan Mahalingam, a nuclear scientist working at the Kaiga Atomic Power Station, died mysteriously. His body was found in the Kali River 5 days after his time of death. Two young researchers, Umang Singh and Partha Pratimbag, were also burnt to death in a mysterious fire in the modular lab of the Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Mahadevan Padmanabhan Iyer, a mechanical engineer at the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, was found dead in his house in South Mumbai in February 2010. Reports say that except for some bloodstains on the walls and floors, his house was undisturbed. A few weeks before this, Ravi Muley, who worked at the Nuclear Power Corporation, was also found dead. In 2011, BARC scientist Uma Rao was also found dead. She apparently overdosed on sleeping pills. More recently, KK Josh and Abhi Shivam, both of whom were working on India's first indigenous nuclear ballistic submarine, the INS Arihant, were found dead on railway tracks. They had apparently been poisoned. Chetan Kothari, an RTI activist, says that between 2010 and 2014, a number of Indian nuclear scientists have been dying under mysterious circumstances. All that's happening is that the police are classifying them as unexplained or suicides. Mystery still surrounds the death of nuclear scientists from India, and it all started 49 years ago with the death of Homi Jahangir Bhabha, the father of India's nuclear program. 15 days after the mysterious death of the Indian Prime Minister, Lal Bahadur Shastri in Tashkent on January 11, 1966. The Air India Flight 101 on its way to Vienna crashed in the mountains of Mont Blanc, killing 111 nationals, including Homi Bhabha. Shastri was a firm believer in using nuclear power for peaceful purposes. But due to the Indo-Pak War and trouble on the eastern borders with China, Shastri backed Homi Bhabha in his aggressive approach to make nuclear weapons to defend us in the times of war. Homi Jahangir Bhabha was a scientist, a visionary, an institution builder and the father of the Indian nuclear program. Before him, there was no institute in India which had the necessary facilities for his work in nuclear physics, cosmic rays, high-energy physics, and other such frontiers of knowledge. He was the founding director of the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and the Trombay Atomic Energy Establishment, which is now named after him. In 1948, Nehru appointed Bhabha as the director of the nuclear program and tasked him with developing nuclear weapons. In the 1950s, Bhabha represented India and served as president of the United Nations Conference on the Peaceful Uses of Atomic Energy in Geneva, Switzerland in 1955. But something happened in the 1960s that changed him. In the early 1960s, there was trouble at our borders in the east. In 1962, the Indo-China War broke out. Chinese forces captured Rezangla in Chushul near Kashmir, as well as Tawang in the east. After the end of the war, Homi Bhabha aggressively started lobbying for the development of nuclear weapons. Bhabha gained international prominence after deriving the expression that is known as Bhabha scattering, which enhanced the precision of measuring the amount of energy in a nuclear reaction. This made the world take notice of India as a rising superpower with its strength in nuclear technology. On 25 January 1966, Homi Bhabha boarded the Air India Flight 101 to Vienna. He was on his way to attend the International Atomic Energy Agency conference. The pilot of the plane indicated no trouble, no malfunctions during the flight, and while approaching Mont Blanc, he even checked in to report that everything was going as per schedule. 5 minutes later, the plane crashed. Homi Bhabha and 110 other Indian nationals were on board. Surprisingly, India did not order or ask for any kind of investigation into this mysterious plane crash. Daniel Roche, an aviation enthusiast, decided to take it upon himself to investigate the crash, as no further investigation was being pursued. After 5 years of research, he concluded that the aeroplane had exploded in mid-air before hitting the glacier. If the plane had crashed in the mountain, there should have been a huge fire, an explosion, as there was almost 41,000 tons of fuel in the aircraft, but that was not the case. There was little debris and no indicator of a head-on collision with the glacier. There were reports which were obtained under the Freedom of Information Act from the CIA, which gave evidence of the American government spying on India's nuclear activity, both civilian and military, ever since Homi Bhabha started the nuclear program. There have also been unverified reports which claim that the CIA was targeting Homi Bhabha specifically and wanted to prevent his advancements in the nuclear field. So why was no investigation called for when more than 100 nationals died in a plane crash, that too with high-level Indian diplomats on board? The government of India continues to turn a blind eye towards the death of Indian scientists, classifying them as unexplained deaths. While India today continues to boast of being a very responsible nuclear power, in the words of Manmohan Singh, isn't it also time that we as a nation got up and took another look at what has been happening to our Indian scientists? Like, comment and share this video. And for more wacky videos, subscribe to The Whack. And for videos on mythology and history, subscribe to Epified. You can even go and study the science behind Miley Cyrus and why she does some of the craziest things that she does,
before transferring something mysterious from the old image of Jagannath to the new one. This substance is called the Brahma Padarth. No one really knows what the Brahma Padarth is.